Good evening, everybody. It's 11:45 p.m. Eastern Time, date 1/26/2020. We got a big week with the earnings. We have the Dow Jones Futures. We have a huge gap down and a 60-minute consolidation. U.S. equity markets are going to open up considerably lower. And not only that, we were overbought going into the earnings season, and they're coming out in full swing. There are new changes in the market. Gap down Monday morning, which we have not seen. They've been gapping these markets up forever. And we talked about how overbought all of this really is, and it needed an event, and they have one out of China. Hopefully, it doesn't kill millions of people. Stocks will hold support like you see in the futures tomorrow. Equity prices in U.S. market exchanges will gap down open as it stands right now at this particular time and whatnot. One thing that we noticed on Friday was that you had a Friday options expiration put side market pay. You haven't seen that for a number of weeks. And if you were on that side on options expiration Friday, you basically got your head handed to you. So that bull has been extremely strong. It's been overbought. We've talked about it enough. And now that we are in the beginning of the phase of volatility to return in these markets with these earnings, and the option market is changing in price, and you're going to get killed. They're going to steal from the call side, they're going to steal from the put side, and we're going to be there to pick them off one at a time. So, once again, we do teach people about after hour futures and how we're holding a 60-minute consolidation gap down on the Dow Futures right now on an hourly chart. And we can see where we had selling on Friday, which is something you hadn't seen now. So that was a 1 day confirmation, but now we have a second day, and we do. And it's starting with the gap open down in U.S. equities going into the earnings season full bloom this week. Big moves. You better stay tuned while you can. You're going to see exactly what I'm talking about when I show you the after hours market, and I show you what they're going to do with the options market the following morning. Before that even happens, I already know the prices. And it's time that you say, what? Let's get on that. See what a market maker does versus you. It's only being fair to yourself. 60-minute consolidation, futures market, big gap down. We all know what the party really is. It took an event to get some selling going on Friday. A gap opened down Monday, and we haven't seen that either. So now we have a back-to-back. We have the sell-off on Friday, where the put side of the market paid expiration Friday. Now we're going to have an opening bell with the left elbow gap and down considerably in the futures market. And we are. Right now, we're only down 250 points in the Dow Futures and 111 in the NASDAQ 100 Futures. And on the E-mini, we're minus 30. And we are. And the price ranges are over here. You had a 328 point price range in that Dow Futures contract. The YM is at March 20. There it is. 328 is a range. Started with negative 213 point gap open down. That's the high right here. 28,732. There's that low. He's off of the lows, as we can see in this 60-minute consolidation here. So we know what's happening with U.S. markets, but we know the real reason. The real reason is that we're overbought, and there's going to be a lot of volatility, and you're going to get caught up in it. And it always starts like this. You have to have back-to-back, and you have to have an event, and you have to have price to perfection with the earnings season starting tomorrow morning. And then throughout the whole week, Google, Amazon, Tesla's coming out, all of them. And they're all going to have to live up to it. And either we continue to sell lower for each individual stock. That's a major one that we cover. that it will trade a certain way going into that report. Either they'll bid it up, run it into the report, or sell it down, and or drop it in after hours and steal it on Monday. And they're going to steal the premium out of the option market during this earnings season. You better listen up. Anyway, here we are with the big gap down, and we're holding at this time that 60-minute consolidation here on these futures. They have not broke it yet in price.